I've decided to compete in a bodybuilding show on October 4th, 2025. This is after struggling with losing a lot of my muscle mass and being inconsistent with training and nutrition for about 5 or 6 months for the first time in 16 years. The reason why I've chosen to do a bodybuilding show is I've realized that I thrive off of having external pressure. When it comes to my work, if I don't have a solid deadline that something needs to get done, it doesn't get done. And this has been consistent in the past when I was competing in powerlifting and strongman, in the Highland Games. Anytime that I had a competition to get ready for, my motivation was sky high. This is essentially me taking a page out of my own book and putting a deadline to a competition. So October 4th, 2025, I'm competing in the 2025 NPC Utah Classic. It's going to be in Murray, Utah. And at the day of this recording, I have 214 days to get ready for this competition. So what I want to do is walk through what my plan of action is, what my training and my nutrition are going to look like, and how I'm going to prepare for this competition. So essentially, I have 31 total weeks to prepare for this competition. I've broken up these 31 weeks into 3 major phases. If we come over here to my log that I keep on the Look Like You Lift coaching app, I have all the details listed out here. But essentially, weeks 1 through 7 are going to be a moderate cut and a body recomp. I'm going to try to lose about 10 pounds of body fat and gain back some of the muscle that I've lost from lack of training, lack of nutrition, and just lack of consistency. So early 2024, I packed on about 40 pounds of mass while staying extremely lean, and I lost the majority of that size from the last 6 months. So my goal is to try to gain as much of that back. Weeks 8 through 15, I should have gotten down to around 190. And from there, I'll move into a lean bulk. So a short lean bulk for about 7 weeks. This is just where I'll bring calories back to maintenance, a possible slight surplus, while maintaining insulin sensitivity and ramping up volume and ramping up frequency to work on any of the weak points in my physique. And then we're going to do a really long contest prep where weeks 16 through 31, it's about a 15, 16 week prep. We'll shred off the last little bit of fat to get ready for the stage. So that's my 3 phases. Phase 1, moderate cut, possible recomp, try to get down to around 190, 195. Weeks 8 through 15, a short lean bulk, bring calories back up to maintenance, possible slight surplus, and work on the weak points by increasing volume and frequency. And then phase 3 is contest prep. So 16 weeks of prep, hopefully getting down to the leanest that I've ever been in my life. And this is going to be my first time self-coaching, which is going to be interesting. I've taken a lot of inspiration and a lot of knowledge from one of my mentors, Dr. Scott Stevenson. He has a fantastic book called Be Your Own Bodybuilding Coach. So we'll be referencing that through this entire 31-week process. All right, with that said, let's take a look at my progress video. So you can see I lost a lot of size, primarily in my legs. There's quite a bit of fat right around the midsection. That's just where I hold it. Posing is going to need to definitely come up, but some of the things that I really need to improve from a physique standpoint is bigger shoulders, bigger arms, chest, adductors, and calves from the front. Here's my side. My hamstrings have actually come up quite a bit since I started focusing on them, but I'd like to get these even bigger. Again, calves, arms, shoulders, chest, and frankly, my back is actually pretty good. For my last competition a couple of years ago, my back placed the highest in most of the categories that I competed in. And I contribute that primarily to my years of heavy deadlifting. Again, shoulders, rear delts, adductors will add more size and thickness to the thigh. Front double bicep, I need to work on my posing, but working on the adductors will close this gap here. Arms really need to come up, shoulders really need to come up. Front lat spread, I personally think it really isn't that too bad. Waist really needs to come in. Again, the adductors need to come up, shoulders need to come up, arms need to come up. All things considered, my arms really don't look that bad from the lack of training. They've come up quite a bit since I've made them a focus. My arms have always been horrible. Again, there's my lat spread, front double bicep from the back. My side tricep is pretty decent on the right side. My left side tricep is kind of horrible, and I don't know why. I just have imbalances. I just can't get my left tricep to grow the way my right tricep does. And then here's probably the worst pose that I have, and it's the abs and thighs. I've always had a horrible abs and thighs, and I think primarily because my I've just never been lean enough to make this really pop and really stand out. With a vacuum, it looks a little bit better, but I think just getting really, really conditioned and really, really lean will really help make that pop. So that's progress photo from 218 days out. So those are the weak points I'm going to work on. And then as far as nutrition is concerned, we're going to start, again, moderate. So on training days, 2,700 calories, shooting for about 200 grams of protein, 340 grams of carbs, 65 grams of fat. On rest days, we're going to start with 2,200 calories. Again, around 200 grams of protein. Carbs, we're going to keep it lower. And then fats, 113 grams of fat. This is all from the Metaflex protocol that I've designed that has helped me maintain metabolic flexibility and keep me lean through my building process. And so it would make sense that the same mechanisms that keep me lean while putting on muscle will also keep the muscle while I get lean. And so that's where we'll start. Historically, I've had horrible metabolic adaptations. Whenever I've tried to cut, I've had to drop calories really, really, really low. So there's things that I'm going to implement that are going to help with that. And legally, I can't discuss that on YouTube, but I do discuss it in my log on our Look Like You Lift coaching app. So there you go. I'm doing 4 training sessions a week on an upper lower split, but the muscles that need more frequency will be trained 3 to 4 times a week. So shoulders, biceps, calves, wrists will be trained more frequently throughout those 4 days. So it'll be more upper, lower with weak points, upper, lower with weak points. And then I'm also using 2 agility or conditioning sessions on my rest days while having 1 day of rest completely off of training and cardio. The reason why I do this, again, is to aid in metabolic flexibility. And also there's some really good evidence showing concurrent conditioning using hard cardio instead of prolonged cardio has a more favorable body composition. I've seen this as well. So that's my training in a nutshell. It'll stay that way for the next 7 weeks. And then when we go into a lean bulk, I'll probably move into a more full body split, similar to what Dr. Scott Stevenson has laid out in his fortitude training. I had a lot of really good success running fortitude while putting on that 40 pounds of mass. And then we'll probably move back to an upper lower split when we get into the 16-week contest prep, just to maintain or just to mitigate some of the fatigue that I accumulate. So that's that. Really excited for this. I'll do a 2-week check-in throughout this process, primarily to keep me accountable and to kind of show you what this looks like as we kind of go through it. So wish me luck, like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.